On this week's SI Golf Plus Digital bonus topic, we have Adam Scott in the house. Adam, great to have you. My question for you this week is about the player-caddy relationship, because we saw you and Steve Williams kind of break up this year, but then you got back together for a good run at the major championships. What went into that decision?
Well, Steve got to the point in his career and life, I guess, where he's been doing it so long, he didn't want to do it full time anymore. He has a young family back in New Zealand, and I fully respected that and felt I'm in the prime of my career. Probably I need the commitment. Everyone else, my coach and everything, is fully committed, and I thought that was the best way going forward. However, things happened, and I called him up and asked if he'd caddy for me this summer in the majors. Of course, they're a big deal to him. It's in his blood, and he does love it. But of course, priorities change, and it was great to have him back out for the majors and a World Golf Championship this summer. But so much goes into it. It's a real pressure cooker. It's sport at the highest level, and it is an individual sport, but they're out there with you. They're going through the emotions too. They're feeling the pressure, all these things. And when things work, it's all good, but the strains of not achieving what you want and being out there can take its toll as well. So it's a real stressful environment for a player and caddy to work together all the time.
So can we expect to see him back maybe here and there or on a more regular basis?
Yeah, I hope so. I certainly hope so. We haven't really firmed up our plans as yet, but I definitely think we'll see him here and there, if not more, on a more regular basis.
A lot of people are wondering just how much a caddy brings to a player. And you actually gave Steve a lot of credit in your Masters win, saying he read that putt. Mm-hmm. And it had more break than you were expecting, and that thanks to Steve, you were wearing a green jacket,
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. I think they deserve the credit when they do something great like that. That wasn't just, that's the way it went down. It was late, it was dark. I leaned on his 30 years of knowledge of Augusta, even though he may never been on that certain putt before. He stood on that green a lot more than me. He's seen a lot more putts than me, and I leaned on him right there. And one of the great attributes about Steve is when he tells you something, he means it. And of course, he can be wrong too. Thank goodness he wasn't on that one.
There are lots of famous caddies that people look to, like Bones and Fluff, and of course Steve. But what is it that you think makes a truly excellent caddy? Is it a mix of the knowledge of the course, like you said, but also kind of the mental fortitude and support to keep a player up when maybe they're getting a little down?
Absolutely. There's so much that goes into it, but ultimately I guess it's summed up with a passion for it. They have to be passionate about the game and caddying and driving their player to win, doing what they need to do. And a lot goes into that, but that's a pretty simple way to sum it up. And when you lose that, that's when the wheels can start falling off, because it's just like any other relationship. It needs communication and nurturing and all these things, because like I said, it is a very pressure-packed environment to be performing at a high level out there.
Steve is also very skilled at protecting you, warding off those photographers. I mean, somebody's got to do that job, right?
He had good training for a long time, that's for sure, so that certainly hasn't been an issue for me.